Okay, our lesson for today is absorption and variable costing. So, hindi lang siya for today, for this week siya. Okay, so I'll be giving you a lot of time for you to study the concepts given. Okay, so what do you need to know about absorption and variable costing? Actually, this is MAS na. So, kasama na siya sa board exam. Yung chapters 1 to decentralization, siya ay actually one subject lang ng MAS, which is strategic management. This is already MAS talaga, another lesson. So, dalawang lessons pa lang kayo ng MAS topics for board exams. Anyway, so absorption and variable costing. Let's go here. So, ano ba siya? How do you determine product cost in both absorption and variable costing? Okay. So, let's first define what product cost is. Actually, product cost is, for example, yung milk tea. Product cost niya is, pinagbebenta siya 90 pesos. Pero actually, ang product cost niya is not 90 pesos but lower than 90. Bakit? Yung powder, kung powder man ang gamit, yung yelong ginamit, yung sahod nung gumagawa, and FOH. Okay, yung kuryenteng ginagamit ng blender nung gawa ng tea. Okay, that's actually the product cost. Pagsasama-samahin mo yun. Okay, they are costs that are directly attributable to the creation or production of the product. So, alin ba lang yung cost na dapat inilalagay mo doon? Okay, usually includes, yun nga, yung kanina, direct materials, direct labor, and manufacturing overhead, fixed and variable. So, I'm assuming dahil may cost na kayo, meron na kayong cost behavior. Topic na cost behavior. Paano siya nagiging fixed, paano siya variable, and the like. Okay, if not, then just tell me. Then I'll be giving a separate lecture about cost behavior. Okay? So, absorption costing. Absorption costing, known also as full, traditional, conventional, or normal costing. Kaya wag magpapanik kapag nagsasagot ng problem. Marami siyang pangalan. So, you have to be aware of the names like full, traditional, conventional, and normal. Okay? Product costing, where all manufacturing costs, whether fixed or variable, are treated as product inventoriable cost. So, lahat kasama yung direct materials, direct labor, and FOH, fixed and variable. Okay? Yun yung usual natin ginagawa. Hindi natin sineseparate yung fixed sa variable ng FOH. Yun yung absorption costing. Actually, it's used for external reporting and tax reporting. Ito yung required ng industry natin na gawin. Absorption costing siya. Okay? But, other than absorption costing, meron pang isang costing method na ginagamit for performance evaluation ng managers and for relevant costing. Okay? Yun yung sunod na lesson ay yung relevant costing. Okay? Anyway, so yun yung tinatawag nating variable costing. Variable costing. Okay? So, variable costing, also known as direct costing, isa lang pangalan niya. Direct costing. Anong ginagawa dyan? Lahat lang ng variable ang kinukuha. Direct materials is actually variable in its nature na. Walang fix sa direct materials. Lahat siya variable. Ang direct labor, variable din lahat. Ang factory overhead or yung FOH natin, dalawang components niya, fixed FOH and variable FOH. Alin lang ang kasama sa product cost? Direct materials, direct labor, and variable FOH. Yun lang ang kasama. Okay? All fixed costs are excluded as inventoriable cost. So, hindi siya kasama ng product cost, but period cost siya. Hindi ibig sabihin, hindi siya kasama sa computation ng product cost, ay i-etchapuera mo na. Hindi. Kasi sasala ka sa computation ng income, net income, if hindi mo siya isinama sa income statement. Okay? So, mamaya yun. Advantages of variable costing. Una, nasa-separate yung traceable, controlled, and non-controllable cost. Yun yung maganda when it comes to performance evaluation. Alam mo kung alin yung traceable doon sa product, alin yung pwedeng kontrolin ng manager na may responsibility over it. Okay? dun sa lesson ng segment decentralization and segment reporting, nalaman natin that managers should just be responsible for those na may responsibility siyang cost. So, ito yon yung advantage niya. And another one is hindi affected ang net income ng changes in inventory level. So, dahil nga variable costing, kung may cost behavior na kayo ng cost accounting, alam niyo na when production increases, variable cost ay kumbaga sumasabay lang siya sa inventory level. So, kahit mag-increase ang inventory levels, walang pakialam si variable cost kasi per unit naman ang kanyang computation. And thus, appraisal of performance of a product line or segment can be done easily. So, madali siyang evaluate. Next, CVP or the cost volume profit. With the CVP again, cost volume profit relationship data can be easily obtained. So sa managerial economics and sa cost accounting, you were taught of how to get CVP, break even, margin of safety, yung mga ganun. Okay, so babalikan natin yung mga ganun ulit. Okay, disadvantages naman. Okay, una, short-sighted siya. So dahil nga you're excluding fixed, medyo mabigat ang fixed cost, hindi siya pang long-term planning. For short-term planning lang siya and for performance evaluation lang. So, if you're going to use variable costing, be careful if you're planning for strategic management na long-term. Okay? Next, gives the impression that variable costs are recovered first. Actually, lahat ng cost, ang goal ng company is to recover all the cost na na-incur, okay? And still have profit. So, ito yung impression ng variable costing na dahil variable lang ang kino-compute, variable lang priority. Hindi. Ginagamit lang siya for performance evaluation. Not acceptable for external and tax reporting. Mamumura ka ng mga government agencies when they look at an FS na naka-variable costing. Hindi nila kailangan yun. Kailangan nila is full reporting capacity, which is given by absorption costing. Ano pa? Okay, yan nauna na ang mga images. Okay, so you have absorption costing. Papakita ko sa inyo kung alin yung mga cost na binabanggit kong kasama sa product cost and period cost. So, direct materials, direct labor, and fixed FOH, variable FOH is equal to manufacturing cost. Yun po ay product cost. Okay, from direct materials to variable FOH, product cost yan. Pagdating naman kay variable selling, administrative expenses, and fixed selling and administrative expenses, period cost yan. The usual. Yung normal lang natin ginagawa. Absorption costing yon. Okay? Pagdating naman kay variable costing, okay, makikita ninyo si fixed FOH ay bumaba. Hindi na siya kasama sa manufacturing cost. Direct materials, direct labor, variable FOH, yun lang ang manufacturing cost, yun lang po ang period cost. Pero si fixed FOH, na-exclude siya dito. Bumaba siya. Pero hindi ibig sabihin, i-disregard mo na siya. Mamaya papakita ko sa inyo income statement ng variable costing. Then, from fixed FOH, variable, and fixed selling, administrative expenses, period cost na sila. Okay? So, yan. This is an example of or pro forma statement ng income statement ng absorption costing. You have your sales, less cost of goods sold. How do you compute? You have beginning inventory. The usual. Re-replace mo lang yung net purchases because we are implying na ito is manufacturing. So, you're going to replace net purchases with manufacturing cost. Paano po i-compute ng manufacturing cost? Balik ka lang doon sa previous slide. Okay, DM plus DL plus FOH, fixed and variable. Minus end inventory, meron ka ng cost of goods sold. Pag pinag-minus mo si sales at si cost of goods sold, lalabas si gross profit. Pag pinag-minus mo si fixed and variable operating expenses and selling and administrative expenses, you have net income. Familiar ba? Yes, kasi yan yung ginagawa natin sa financial accounting. Okay? Pagdating naman kay variable costing na income statement, ganito yung itsura niya. So, sales, less, variable cost of goods sold. Lahat lang ng variable. Okay? So, sa variable cost of goods sold, add mo lang direct materials plus direct labor plus variable factory overhead. Yun lang yun. Less, pag sales minus variable cost of goods sold, lalabas si manufacturing margin. Okay? Less mo si variable operating and selling administrative expense. Okay? Yung period cost na variable, lalabas si contribution margin. Okay? So, we can therefore conclude na si contribution margin lahat variable. Okay? Lahat variable si contribution margin. Okay? Then, next, less mo naman si fixed factory overhead. O, di ba dapat siya manufacturing cost, pero dahil siya fixed, bumaba ang level niya. Fixed factory overhead, less fixed operating, selling, and administrative expenses. You'll have net income. Sabi ko sa inyo, you cannot make kalimot, hindi mo pwedeng kalimutan si fix. Kasi sasalang net income, in computing net income mo if you do not use fix. Okay? I'll be giving a module or parang reviewer. Parang maikli lang siyang reviewer para makita ninyo yung paano pa compute yung mga pasikot-sikot na computation. Okay? Sa variable costing and absorption costing. Kasi masarap siyang pag-aralan, pero alam mo yung feeling na kapag nagsasagot ka na sa problem, alam na alam mo, akala mo tama yung ginagawa mo, pero pagdating sa choices, wala yung sagot mo. Diba? Kasi may mga pasikot-sikot pang nalalaman. Ganyan talaga. Okay? So, this one naman is comparison as to net operating income. Okay? Paano mo daw malalaman if ang ginagamit ng company is actually absorption or variable costing without the problem telling? Yan yung malimit na problem sa absorption and variable costing. Hindi sasabihin sa iyo kung anong type ang gamit. Okay? So, una, comparison sa net income ha. Pag daw si production ay equal sa sales, magkaparehas lang ang lalabas sa net income mo kay absorption costing at kay variable costing. Pagdating naman sa if production is greater than sales, okay, mas malaki si absorption costing kaysa kay variable costing na net income. Okay? Bakit po? Kasi, di ba sabi natin, ang variable costing does not hindi niya kino-consider yung inventory levels. Okay? SE, absorption costing, may beginning inventory siya sa computation. Meaning to say, mas lalaki ang magiging net income mo because of the inventory values na kino-contribute ni beginning inventory plus the fixed expenses ng prior periods. Nandoon pa siya. Okay, malay mo, maliit lang yung prior periods fixed inventoriable cost ng beginning inventory. Naging advantage mo siya. Kaya malimit, when production is greater than sales, absorption costing is greater than, net income under absorption costing is greater than variable costing. Okay, nai-inflate siya ng fixed and ng inventory levels. Okay? Next, you have when sales naman is greater than production. So, dito naman, you can say that variable costing net income is greater than absorption costing net income. Bakit? Kasi you do not, parang dahil nga, in variable costing, inventory levels are not actually, not affecting the income statement ni variable costing. So, purely, kung anong performance ng company mo when it comes to product sales, yun lang ang nagre-reflect sa net income mo. Kaya nga, si variable costing is used for performance evaluation ng isang division, ng isang segment, or ng managers. Okay? Dito naman, comparison as to inventory. Yan. So, pag higher inventory value ang nagre-reflect, ibig sabihin absorption costing yung ginagamit niya. Pero sa variable costing, lesser inventory value. Okay? Why? Because we all know that variable costing does not consider inventory levels or is not affected by inventory levels. Changes in inventory levels. Okay? The next we have Dito naman, how do you reconcile absorption costing with variable costing? Kasi nagpakahirap ka maggawa ng isang income statement ni absorption costing only to find out that sabi ng boss mo, gumawa ka din ng isang variable costing na FS. Okay? Pero agad-agad niyang tinatanong, what is the net income under variable costing? Ikaw bilang isang accountant, hindi mo alam ang technique kung paano kunin. Di kikingara. Sabi, boss, di ko po kaya ng isang araw. When in fact, kayang-kaya yang gawin in just 10 seconds. Wow, 10 seconds. Siguro mga 10 minutes. Kasi kailangan mo pa mag-isip. So, meron po tayong reconciliation formula. So, you have first, the net income under absorption costing. Add mo lang yung fixed overhead na nasa beginning inventory. Okay? Then, total mo lang. Then, i-less mo naman yung fixed overhead in the ending inventory. This will actually remove the fixed expenses. Then, net income under variable cost. Yun na yun. Okay? Madali lang. Doon mo mako-compare na although malaki yung net income on absorption costing, you cannot tell that lahat yun dahil sa effort ni manager. Hindi. Pero pagdating sa net income variable costing, pwede mo sabihin na yung manager ng division na ganito is actually not good because comparing net income absorption costing and net income variable costing, ang laki ng difference. Okay? Why managers prefer direct costing or the variable costing kaysa sa absorption costing? Una, it is easier to compare actual operating income to planned operating income. Okay, so this is actually standard costing. So, hindi nyo ata naabutan to sa cost. So, we'll have an enhancement for this standard costing. Dito kayo tuturuan paano comparing actual with planned or budgeted. And what do you do with the variance? So, when sabi sa ating concepts, mas madaling mag-compare ng actual operating income kesa sa planned operating income when you're using variable costing. And variable costing is more closely associated with sales. Okay? Di ba yun ang malimit? Sa isang company, yung malimit ang tinatanong ng boss. How are we performing well? Are we performing well based on our sales forecast and our actual sales? So, paano mo gagawin nyo kung hindi ka marunong ng variable costing? Okay? So, yun. Next, when will you use absorption costing in comparing actual to planned results? Pwede mo naman kasing gamitin yung absorption costing kung talagang biglaan. Kung hindi mo na kayang gumawa ng variable costing method or yung previous accountant na may hawak ng account is hindi niya sineparate ang fixed at variable. Pwede mo siyang gamiting basis sa absorption costing kung inventory levels remain unchanged. Yun yung dapat i-consider mo na sabi ng company, hindi nag-i-increase ang production level. So, okay lang yun. Pwede mong gamitin sa absorption costing. Okay, pero kapag sinabi that there was a 10% increase in production level from last year to this year, hindi ganun ka-reliable si absorption costing as performance evaluation. Okay? So, variable costing and performance evaluation of managers, yan. Yan naman ay, ang sinasabi lang dyan, sales is actually directly has a direct relationship with income. So, when sales increases, ceteris paribus, mag-i-increase ang income mo. Okay? So, under variable costing yan. So, bakit siya ginagamit as performance evaluation? Kasi, pag nag-increase ang sales mo, at nag-increase ang net income mo, ibig sabihin, as manager, you are contributing to the total net income of the company, yung division mo. Okay? Pero kung hindi, medyo magdasal-dasal ka na kasi baka ang gawin ni company is i-terminate yung division mo at ilipat ka na lang sa iba pero hindi na ikaw yung manager. Okay? So, ganun yun. If sales decreases, income should decrease, and if sales remain unchanged, income should remain unchanged then. Sorry, mali ito. Should remain unchanged. Babaguhin ko na lang. Variable costing is more reliable in conducting performance evaluation of managers. Okay? Kasi nga, dun mo kasi malalaman yung per unit cost na this year, the same production level, nag-increase yung per unit cost niya. Ibig sabihin, anong nangyari? Bakit biglang dumami yung expenses ko? Okay? For direct materials, baka dumami yung spoilage mo, baka dumami yung defective products mo. It's either dahil ng tauhan mo or dahil may defective kang machine. So, pag ganon, you have to find the root of cause of the problem, and as the accountant, i-recommend mo for solutions. Ano? Okay? Variable costing and segment reporting. So, na-encounter natin to sa decentralization. Segment reporting is actually reporting profit contribution of activities or other units within an organization. So, kunwari, San Miguel Corporation, you have division ng liquor. Hindi lang naman liquor ang pinoproduce ni San Miguel. Nagpo-produce din siya ng pure foods. That's a subunit. Okay? So, yung income mo with liquor, i-compare mo siya, does it contribute to the total net income of San Miguel or does it contribute net loss? Okay? So, ngayong ECQ, di ba ang ginawa ni San Miguel, tinigil nila yung production ng liquor nila kasi liquor ban din naman. So, hindi sila kikita doon. So, ang ginawa nila, they temporarily closed their liquor division. And the next thing that they do was to put up a factory or manufacturing division for isopropyl alcohol using ethyl alcohol. Isopropyl alcohol. Kasi mas in demand siya. Matalino si San Miguel. Okay? That's actually segment reporting. Mas malakas ngayon ang segment ni isopropyl kesa kay liquor because of the liquor ban. Okay? Next, those reported under variable costing produce better evaluation and decisions. Actually, yes. Okay? Makakapag-decide ka ng mas maganda when you're using variable costing. Knowledge gained from results of segment reports under variable costing may lead to greater overall profit. If you're using variable costing, alam mong tama yung magiging decision mo if you're going to aid, tutulungan mo yung isang distressed na segment or isasara mo yung isang segment. Okay? Pero pag hinaluan mo yun ng fix, sinara mo siya, nung kinompute mo yung overall net income mo, bakit biglang bumaba, yung pala, yung segment na close mo is the major contributor. Okay? Mukha lang siyang maliit yung net income niya, pero in fact, overall, mas malaki siyang mag-contribute ng net income. Why? Because you used absorption costing. Okay? Next. Variable costing, yun pa rin. Decisions that can be made. Okay? Ito daw yung mga decisions na pwede mong gawin. Elimination of unprofitable division, giving special attention to problem divisions, and allocating funds to the more profitable divisions. When you're a conglomerate, when you say conglomerate, it's like Henry C. and San Miguel. Okay? Ang dami mong negosyo na hindi magkakaugnay. Okay? Most of it are divisions. Okay? So, if Henry C. sees na si BDO hindi ganun ka-profitable, isasara niya yan. Okay? So, ganun lang yun. Pero, because BDO is the number one bank, charot. Hindi, kasi si BDO is more convenient kasi nasa SM siya. Okay? A manager who has no responsibility for a cost should not be held accountable for that cost. Okay? Yan ang tatandaan ninyo when you're working already. Kung hindi ikaw may responsibilidad dun sa cost na yun, wag mo nang paalman. Okay? Bakit? Dalawa kasi ang type ng cost na hawak na isang manager. Controllable cost, yun yung kaya niyang kontrolin, and non-controllable cost. And they should be properly labeled para malaman bakit ang daming cost ng division na to. Hahanap as a top management, hahanapin ko alin yung kinokontrol ni manager at alin yung non-controllable cost na nasa division niya. Okay? Pagkita ko mas malaki yung controllable cost niya at wala siyang ginagawang paraan, papaltan ko si manager. Ganun lang yun. Pero syempre, may due process pa rin naman yun. Okay? Next. Yan, direct fixed expenses. This one naman is fixed expenses directly traceable to the segment. So, ang may kagagawan yan is yung segment or yung division. It's actually called avoidable and traceable fixed cost. Bakit? Yan yung controllable cost ni manager. Pwede niyang pababain pa yan. May control siya over that. That's direct fixed expenses. The other one is common fixed expenses, jointly caused by 2 or more segments. So, for example, isang factory lang sila pero dalawang segments ang nag-ooperate doon. Yung kuryente ng buong factory is actually common fixed expenses. Okay? So, ma'am, anong ginagawa doon? Ina-allocate based on what method? Based on methods. Okay? Sa una-una pa yun. Okay? Pauna-una. Pahuli-huli pang topic. They persist even if one of the segments to which they are common is eliminated. So, for example, isang factory, dalawang segment nag-ooperate. Tanggalin mo yung isang segment, mag-i-incur pa rin ng kuryente si factory. Okay? Yung buong factory hindi yung machines lang na ginagamit nung segment na yun. Okay? Variable costing for planning and control. You should know how to distinguish fixed from variable cost and other cost behaviors. Actually, kailangan mo itong ma-master kung alin yung fixed, alin yung variable, at alin yung fixed na nagiging variable, at alin yung variable na nagiging fixed. Okay, that's actually cost behaviors. Okay, you'll get there. You'll get there. Next, start planning with expected sales and production level for the coming year. Okay, so alam niyo na naman to sa budgeting, you start with a budget, and first sa budgeting process is actually estimating expected sales and production for the coming year. Okay? If actual performance differs from planned performance, then corrective action is necessary. This is actually an exercise of control. Bakit ka pa nagplano kung hindi mo din naman i-monitor at i-evaluate yung performance mo? Okay? So, when you have a plan, meron kang goal na, for example, sales, net income for this segment should be like this. At nung kinimpare mo yung actual is actually mas mababa, magtanong ka, ano nangyari? Then afterwards, do corrective actions. O di kaya naman, ito yung plano mo, net income, pagdating sa actual, mas mataas, hanapin mo pa rin, ano nangyari? And then, baka maging best practices mo pa yun. Okay? It's actually learning from hindi nagmamatch na plano at ng actual. Okay? Hindi dahil mas mataas yung plano, yung actual kaysa sa na plano mo, ay kampante ka na. Okay, you still have to analyze and do corrective actions. Hindi masama mas mataas ang actual. Ang sinasabi ko lang is bakit siya mas mataas kaysa sa plano? Baka kasi yung plano ko yung mali, or baka may ginawa ako na maaring maging best practices siya ng isang company. Okay? So, yun lang po ang sa absorption and variable costing. Okay? Wala pa siyang problems. So, I want you all to download the practice exercise. Hindi siya guided exercises. Practice exercises. Huwag kayong mag-alala kasi gagawan ko siya ng video on how to answer it. But I want you first to try your acquired knowledge about absorption and variable costing with the practice exercises. Kasi mas magandang yung bago mo natutunan, ina-apply mo na agad para mas nahahasa yung long-term memory mo. Kasi pag yan, theories lang ang alam mo, pero alam mong meron yung application at hindi mo in-apply, may hirapan ka pagdating sa board exam. Kailangan sinasapuso mo na lahat ngayon pa lang. At how do you do that? You put it to long-term memory. How do you put it to long-term memory? You practice it every day. Mahirap yun kasi ang dami nating ginagawa, pero you'll get there. Yung tipong kahit pikit ka, tanda mo kung paano kumuha ng absorption and variable costing. Okay? So, yun lang. Okay? So, please download all the learning materials and I'll see you in the next video.